What's up, man? Hey, where are we at again? Looks like we're in a forest. Moving along. What you pondering in the forest? Cars, of course. Any ideas for today? How about a car with a stick shift? Something fast. Fast as lightning, eh? Lightning? So we're talking Levin then? Yeah, Levin. So the word Levin actually means lightning. This car does have a sibling named the Toyota Sprinter Trueno. That's derived from a Spanish word which means thunder, which gives us thunder and lightning. Unlike the normal Corolla, which is aimed at a sort of mainstream buyer, the Levin coupe was created for younger drivers. This generation of the Levin only came with front-wheel drive, and it had 3 engine choices: the 4A FE, the 4AG, and the 1.5-liter 5A FE. The 1.5-liter motor made 105 horsepower. The regular 1.6 was rated at 115, while the 4AG was tuned to make 165 horsepower. All of them could be fitted with either an automatic or a manual transmission. This particular car is equipped with the latest generation 4AG blacktop motor, which is the one everybody loves. Let's talk about its features and advantages. Each cylinder here has its own throttle body. We've also got a 4-2-1 type exhaust manifold. What matters is that this engine is rated at 165 horsepower. The heads are a 20-valve design, with 3 intake valves and 2 exhaust valves per cylinder. Every Levin with the 4AGE motor was also fitted with a factory strut tower brace, with additional mounting points on the firewall. This one is no exception. There were 2 suspension options for this car. Some came with a simple McPherson strut setup, others had the so-called Super Strut multi-link configuration. The Super Strut is actually a pain in the ass for most owners, due to there being a bunch of ball joints, which you can only buy OEM. On the bright side, a Levin with a Super Strut suspension feels absolutely phenomenal on twisty roads. In my opinion, it's definitely worth the extra cash. A car like this does require some extra effort in terms of maintenance, and you should definitely use new Super Strut components, if you want the car to behave like it was intended to from the factory. In terms of interior amenities, there's really nothing interesting to report here. The climate controls are limited to choosing your preferred fan speed. You've also got some power windows. You can fold the mirrors by pressing a button. This model also came with an optional ionizer in the rear parcel shelf, which this particular car does have. The Japanese air freshener, of course. You've got some cloth upholstery on the seats, instead of velour, or leather, for example. And finally, we have a map light. This car was obviously made for youngsters who aren't keen on taking rear passengers along for the ride. My head is touching the ceiling, and I have absolutely no room for my knees, or for accommodating my second leg for that matter. You can fold the left half of the seat back in order to get a snowboard into the trunk, or that. The first thing you see when you climb inside the Levin is the gauge cluster. The unusual thing about it is the orange dials. Those indicate that you're driving a hopped-up Toyota. This immediately lets you know that you're in something sporty. I reckon only BMW does something similar, but BMWs are something that I really don't even want to discuss. The steering wheel has some leather trim on it. Here you have normal leather, while over here it's perforated. Here you have a couple of thumb bolsters, and a couple of grooves for your thumbs as well. The wheel itself has 3 spokes, which is indicative of the car's sporting nature. The steering wheel is quite a nice thing to handle. A few words about the steering rack. The steering ratio here is super short, giving the car a fantastic turn-in. Even the slightest bit of steering input translates into movement of the front wheels. Bear in mind that this isn't just any normal steering rack. The steering has a bit of weight to it. It's really tight. There's not even a hint of slack in the steering. It is very direct and precise. Our car is fitted with a manual transmission. The pre-facelift car set a 5-speed, while the later model got a 6-speed. This car has the 5-speed, but this one is swapped. It used to be an automatic. The gear ratios are quite short. I mean, when you're traveling at 100 kilometers an hour, you're seeing in excess of 3,000 revs on the counter. Okay, so now we got to a rough patch of road. This car is fitted with a super strut suspension, and I love the way it drives. This feels so nice. The suspension isn't too stiff, it's actually quite elastic, and all thanks to that super strut suspension. When you get to a corner in this thing, it goes around with barely any body roll. The super strut was specifically designed to provide an optimal contact patch between the tire and the tarmac. It's quite an awesome piece of kit. It's a shame that they pulled the plug on this suspension. Essentially, this Levin was the last car that they fitted it to, together with the Celica. The seats have some nice bolstering to them, both on the lower cushion and on the seat back. Okay, so the only thing left to do now is put this car through its paces.
From across the room, those eyes kept following me. Something popped in my brain. Oh, baby, only you I see. Feels like I'm going insane, and only you can save me. Feels like I'm drowning in ocean's blue. Baby, come on, baby, baby, come on, let's go. I'm losing control of the lights in this place. Keep jumping around, all I see is your face. Now you're moving closer, no time to escape. Your hand on my shoulder shoots me into space, and I can't deny how badly I need you now. 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 You take away my breath now, boy.
We've learned quite a lot today. Turns out that Levin isn't just a Jewish surname, but also a sprightly compact car built on an island in the Pacific Ocean. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button.